Yo, what's good, y'all? We back in here with another video. And obviously, no basketball was played this Thursday night. Sucked. There was no games. I don't know why the Warriors and Grizzlies play on Saturday. That's ridiculous. Thought we was going to get at least one game today, but I guess not. So here we are. We're going to talk about some basketball. And we're talking about Wednesday's games because Wednesday, the Dallas Mavericks and the Phoenix Suns went at it. Haven't talked about the Mavericks really like that in the playoffs so far, but this I think is a good time to talk about them because they have lost yet again another game in Game 2. They're down 2-0 in the series versus the Suns in the second round. Luka did have another good game, and through the first two games of this series, he's averaging 40 points per game, 8 rebounds per game, and 7.5 assists, 50% shooting, 42% from 3. But the thing is, though, Dallas has still managed to lose these games in a fashion that's just not convincing that they can upset the Suns and win this series. It's not convincing. I don't see them pulling out any type of competitiveness in this series. I don't see them getting 2-3 wins. Maybe it goes 5. I don't know. And it's mainly because Luka hasn't had much help through the first two games from his supporting cast. Guys like Jalen Brunson, who averaged 28 in the first round versus Utah, he's only averaged 11 on 32% shooting. He has disappeared. Spencer Dinwiddie, another guy who averaged 15 in the first round, is only averaging 9.5 and shooting horrible in this series so far. Now, I do think Luka does play an impact in this situation because even though he's a great player, don't get me wrong, great talent, superstar, easily the best player in this series. I don't care if you say Chris Paul's on the floor. I don't care if you say Devin Booker's on the floor. He is the best player in this series. But the thing is, he is a ball-dominant guy, especially when clutch time comes around, doesn't really trust his teammates as much, and it's hard as a player to get that full rhythm during the game when you barely have the ball in your hands. I mean, being a spot-up is not an easy job to just go out there and catch and shoot and try to get on a rhythm like that. You got to hit your first few shots, your first two shots at the very least to stay hot and get hot. But the thing is, for this team, it's just not like that. These guys are not as effective without the ball in their hands, and I think Luka plays a part in why they're struggling so far. But that doesn't take away from the fact that Luka needs more help on this roster. If they want to compete for a finals appearance in a very tough Western Conference that continues to get better and is going to get way better next season when guys get healthy and come back for certain teams, they're going to need to get some guys. In Luka's first 4 years in this league, his best teammate has been Kristaps Porzingis, who isn't horrible. There's no shot towards him at all. Actually, a pretty good player, but obviously very injury prone. Besides that, though, not much has been around him that you can say is star caliber. Luka's got the max contract extension signed, but now Mark Cuban, he has to try to bring in some guys, some names that can take pressure off of Luka, not role players. I've heard Gobert trade rumors, which would solve a lot for their team because they don't have a lot of size in the paint, because he is one of the greatest rim protectors we've ever seen, and on offense, he would be a pretty good lob threat that would fit well with Luka in those pick and roll scenarios. But I would still like to see them get a guy, and I've been pitching this idea for a while now, even probably back last season, I think I said this too. A guy like Bradley Beal, who can score on his own off the dribble at an elite level, but can also score off the catch. He knows how to do that at an efficient level. He did this when John Wall was running the show in Washington when he was in his prime. He can do both. And I think most likely, even though Dallas will probably keep a lot of the same guys, and I know Jalen Brunson probably going to sign his contract extension with Dallas this offseason, I think Bradley Beal is a great target because when you look at Brunson, for example, good player, but I don't think it's good for him in his career going down the future playing with Luka. To build, get his money, get the right amount of money he wants. He needs to go to a different team. His impact off the ball is good, but it's not even close to the same as it is when he's controlling the offense or doing his thing, getting more usage percentage. He's just not doing the same things or producing numbers at a similar level. Meanwhile, I think trying to get a guy like Beal would fit better for them and would make them a bigger threat in the Western Conference with those two stars in the backcourt. But not to make this a Bradley Beal Mavericks video, I think I just want to acknowledge that even though the Mavericks have a pretty good team, it's clear that when you see them play better teams like they are right now versus Phoenix, that got 2 stars, got a guy that's, a budding star in DeAndre Ayton, not an all-star, but pretty close. And you got a whole bunch of role players on that team that are good. But then you go and you look at Dallas's team and they got 1 superstar and the rest of the guys are high-end to mid-tier role players. It just shows that they need more than that. They definitely need more than that going into the offseason whenever they get eliminated, because I don't see them winning this round. But Luka's been balling. I'm not going to take nothing away from him. It's definitely not his fault why they are losing. That's for sure. I mean, this man is out here. He's putting up 40. He's averaging 40, and it's just like he's one of the greatest European players we've ever seen. Luka's different, man. But Dallas just needs to surround him with that right talent. Get him another star, especially in the backcourt and those wing positions, and Dallas can make some noise. They're not far off from putting themselves in that upper tier in the West. They're not that far. Hell, they were a 5th seed, or I think a 4th seed, one of the two, I don't remember right now. But they were a 5th or 4th seed with this roster. And it's not like you look at this roster and you're blown away. You're not. This roster is not special. They're just a good team. They're a good team with a great player leading them. And that's what it's been. And they're knocking on that door. They are knocking on that door from being a championship contender team really, really soon. Just got to try to bring in one more piece, I think. And they'll be right there in the conversation heading into next season. Anyways, that's going to do it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Link will be down in the description below. This has been the Checkup, where we talk hoops and hoops only. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.